I can't focus, but ain't no diagnosis. Thoughts just seem to come and go because my mind is open. Steady trying to talk to shallow people about the ocean. Ain't no wonder phrases seem to all dissolve before they spoken. Who to call when in doubt? Let it all out. Light an exhale in my head in the clouds. Ooh, yeah. Twisted my dreads, try not to worry my head. Sit in the couch, Transformers, dash it into a bed. Sleep when I'm dead, still I wake up through the night. Needed some meds, camping the demons to rest. Crafting this on my seams with a needle and thread. Money my need for the culture. Wait till they call to collect. Call him a vet. Claw up my feet to me, watching my step. Talk to me crazy, I'm saving my breath. Ether and all the air in my chest. Down the wave like what's up? I got heat this in the tuck, but I gotta learn to trust my gut. Trust my gut. Second wind of gusts rushing through my cuts. Just my luck. Adjacent to this greatness, catch me on the cusp. Coming clutch. Caught my bluff in the dial. Told that I beef for my diet for later. I'ma take mine to go. Now I'm fighting the long one. This could be my final song, so tonight I'ma own it to die trying a milestone. That's how it go. Ain't no snakes in my mind. I'm not Medusa. Awkward, unique, anything but what you're used to. Used to try to copy, paste, and fit in like computer. Then I learned to be myself, and all that truth just made me cooler. Hey.
That was good. That was good. That looked really good too.
All right. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Episode, what is this one? 6. Awesome, because I screwed it up last week and that looked really, really bad. And I said I said 3 different numbers. I first said episode 2, then I corrected it to episode 4, and none of you corrected me when I said episode 4.
True.
And then later on, not at the middle or at the beginning when I said it, at the end is when you guys told me that I messed up, and then we switched it to episode 5.
I have a clarification question.
What's
Even
up?
though I'm in middle management of this business,
Sure.
I still have a question for you.
Yeah.
Does this mean that we have 2 episodes Friday because we shot one this week?
The one we shot this week was already up on Friday. Remember how quick
Oh,
the
that's
turnaround
right.
that was?
I'm thinking today. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking today's
It's
all
okay.
different.
No, it's weird because we shot it on a Wednesday.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's Father's Day and such.
Exactly.
All right, well, guys, we have Derick Knox here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, bro.
Dude, thanks for stopping in, making the
Hell
trek
yeah.
all the way
Big
from
facts.
Kutztown.
I came up from Upper Darby today.
Oh,
I was at
you
the
came from
crib.
Upper
shit.
Darby.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you're
Yeah.
like, how far is that from Delco?
It's in Delco.
It's in Delco?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Delco's a lot of
Okay.
shit. Delco's like Drexel Hill, Clifton, Lansdowne, Upper Darby.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking like
It's a lot of stuff.
Springfield's not in Delco, is it?
I don't know. I guess so. Delaware County.
Yeah.
It's not like
I feel
Springfield County, so.
No, but I feel like I don't know why it's somewhere else. Oh, that's okay, whatever. Well, welcome. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
I want to jump immediately just into first of all, how I met you. So what was that, 2 years ago? When was that show?
Like 2 years ago.
All right, so about 2 years ago, I went on a trip with Charles Infamous and SSOHB, who we had on last week. We went all the way from here to East Stroudsburg. How far is that from you?
From me, right now it's like 2 hours. From Kutztown, it's like 30 minutes.
Okay, heard. So we were all up there at a show, and I remember this to a T specifically because it actually made me so mad. We had done all the lineups for the show. You were one of the guys that was there on the early half, and we were kind of just waiting around for people to get in. I don't know how they did the order of all of that, but you were supposed to go like second or third.
Yeah.
And the guy who was supposed to go first was pissed that he was going first because not a lot of people were there. So I guess he said something to someone in the back, and he had a group of like 20 people, and he was like, all right, we're not staying in here until I perform.
Oh, yeah, you told me about
and
this.
he gets up and he leaves with this whole entire group of 20 people, and that was like the majority of the room at that time. And I felt so bad, but you killed it. I think I still have photos, and I think I still have videos, so if I can find them, I'm going to put them up in here. But
that was a good ass night. I was just happy to be up there.
Yeah, I think it was I met a lot of cool people that night. I would have loved to have, and I came back, I remember specifically saying like that venue was dope.
Yeah.
Everything we did
talk
was
about modeling
really,
that.
Yeah, and we wanted to try and do something very similar like in the area, but so that's how we met. And I remember I approached you after that, and I was like, dude, don't fret, bro, you fucking kicked ass, it doesn't matter, like it. Nah,
that show was a level up, bro, because like seeing how little people, for me that was like a personal level up, like because there was so few people there, and I knew what had just happened. Like I was just like, all right, so he's trying to like, he thinks he's big shit, so he's trying to get like the big shit slot, and then I'm supposed to be like a
Right.
lesser or something, like, and people are expecting less, like I'm going first, whatever.
Right.
I don't know why that's the way it is, but like
I think
I
that's
just
the
felt
way
like
it
a
is
self-esteem
because
game almost.
Yeah, like-
I think people are afraid to always be the first people
Yeah.
there. So then you have the fashionably late people that'll be like,
Mm.
you know, if you're going to a show, like I know for myself, to be quite honest, if I'm going for somebody specific or if I'm going to have a good night, I'm not showing up at the show at 7:00. I'm
Yeah.
waiting until everybody gets
True.
there, which sucks. But like, how do they even do the count on, like, how do they even do like order of sets? How did they do that? Was there like, I don't even remember. Because
there was a headliner already,
I know, which
and
was,
I don't know,
Set.
that was Omari.
yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know how they ordered us, but I was first. And by the time I
You
heard
weren't
about it-
originally
yeah,
first, though,
originally
right?
I wasn't. Yeah.
You weren't even near the stage by the time you had heard your name, right? Or was it? I can't.
I was
just
chilling. I was just real relaxed at the time I found out I had to
Well,
go.
I
was
remember
like,
because
all
we
right.
were all chilling down in the green room. Who else did I meet that night? The singer bull with the beard.
I don't recall.
He wore the fedora that night.
Oh,
Big bull,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
talking- Oh,
yeah.
that was so funny.
was
He
wearing
was
a fedora.
talented too. He was
He
pretty.
was.
He was pretty. Do you remember his name?
I do not remember his name, though. He was sick, though.
He was good. So yeah, that's how we met. But I've been keeping up with you. I've been keeping up with your music for a while. I'm so glad that you're here. I want to talk a little bit about where you kind of just started, how this all came to
Yeah.
be. You being as an artist. Just run it back, just all the way from the beginning if you want.
Yeah.
I'll start from, I don't think I really liked music when I was too young, honestly. I started really listening to music like middle school, and I specifically remember not liking hip-hop music. Like, I didn't really have an opinion on any music, but I knew I didn't like rap. And It was
Right.
because it's what I always heard, and I always heard like mainstream shit and radio shit, and I
Right.
was just like, the same three topics, like money, bitches, drugs. Like,
Right.
Absolutely.
and I just wasn't really about it. And back then, like now, like seeing that there's more value in that shit if you do it a certain way. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
it
we
even
definitely
hits
talk
different
about
now. But
that.
back then, I was just immature,
Right.
Yeah.
and I didn't really fuck with it. So my sister put me on a Linkin Park, and like 3 doors down.
That's such
And
a very
gym class
left
heroes.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gym class heroes, like, get sure.
yeah.
Linkin
Yeah.
Park, I get.
Gym
Linkin
class
Park.
heroes mostly. That was the one because I heard Travis McCoy rapping,
Right.
and I was like, yo, this shit's sick. Rap can really be done well.
Yeah.
And then I heard Renegade by Jay-Z and Eminem, and that shit changed me.
Oh wow.
That
So
was,
like,
like, my
was that
big,
like the
like-
snap
that was
moment
when
for
I
you where you're
liked
like,
rap.
oh, I want to do
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
So did you? So you never really had a musical background. How did it start? Like what?
Started with poetry in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So what was that like? Were you just doing? Were you doing slam or was it?
Slam.
Oh
yeah.
wow. Okay.
I did slam in high school.
Couldn't imagine having a
In
slam
front of a
poetry.
huge audience or what?
Yeah. Did you guys perform
No.
at all, or just was it
We
like
performed,
a club?
yeah. It wasn't a huge audience, maybe
Right.
30, 40 people.
Oh, wow,
I
that's
did
not
a
bad.
slam poetry one time in front of the whole school.
So-
It was cool.
You did slam poetry.
It was cool.
Sick,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, I
It was
took
dope.
a class up in Boston that one semester that
At
I was
Berkeley?
up there. Yeah. It was cool. I didn't really get a lot out of it. I think it was just one of those throwaway classes that they were like, "Oh, go do this," and I was
True.
like, "Oh, sure, I'll go with you guys," because all of my friends went, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so
That's not the first time we've heard that either. A lot of people have the beginning with poetry and writing.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
You like to
people tend
write
to
a lot?
I
gravitate
love
towards
writing.
that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that definitely, like, people who do this because it's like, oh, I want to go make music. Like, oh, that's great.
But where's it
like,
coming from?
Where's it coming from? And I feel like if there's
Yeah.
no like stem source from that. So you were telling us a little bit about recording your first track. Tell us about what that was like for you and when you felt like there was a big switch where it was like, okay, I could do this and I can start putting this out for people. Because I know that when you first start making music, it's a very difficult thing to battle within yourself, whether or not you want to put it out for people to hear.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually like, I know, like, for myself, it was, hey, I don't want to put this out yet because I don't know how people are going to receive it. When did that kick for you?
Paint a picture of the environment first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about that. This is a new question. we've
There are
got.
so
Yeah.
many first times though, because you know how you talked earlier about setups and how you guys first started.
Mhm.
Right.
And you couldn't quite get it right.
Yeah.
I remember trying to make music with my laptop in my room in like 8th grade, and that shit didn't go too well. Like, I
Right.
just couldn't
Those
figure
nascent
it out.
steps.
Yeah, like those. But I recorded my first track actually at my man Chronic's house. I was senior year of high school. I was like 17. I was real nervous because like though I knew I had like writing talent, I wasn't a performer yet. Like even in front of a mic, I wasn't a performer. I didn't know how to give my message that much like flair and importance and like depth. So it was tricky, and like that just let me know I had a lot more to learn. But as far as like putting it out, that just was never a problem for me.
Did you ever get to a point with performing that it was a struggle for you in the beginning, you think?
Yeah, no doubt.
Because you did a really good, the last time I saw you perform live, you did a really great job, and it seems so natural. Is there anybody that you look to, not just from a performance perspective, but from an artist perspective, that really kind of drives an inspiration for you? Anybody that while growing up and as you were building this for yourself, like really kicked in and was like, okay, I'm going to go to this for this, and I'm going to look at this person for performances and things like that?
Yeah, that's a great question, bro.
Oh, thanks. No one has ever told us that we've asked great questions.
Yeah, that's a great question, bro. That got me thinking, for real.
Yeah. Who was, somebody came on and said like this, stupid lineup. It was, I forget what somebody said, but we looked at each other and we were like, oh, no.
We were just like, wow. Tremendous.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. First thing I thought of was performance, and I didn't do a lot of performance study at first, but I looked to JID because he was wordy, and I was like, yo, I see that my shit's more wordy and it has a lot of like double meanings and all the other shit tied into it. I'm like, how can I keep the audience's attention with it? The answer is just energy. Yeah. Like, because people are just feeling it on a different level. So if you give them like, show them how much it means to you, it'll mean it to them.
You a big Dreamville guy?
Nah.
No. Interesting.
Not really.
Isn't he signed to Dreamville?
Oh, I guess so. I like Boss. I like J. Cole. I like JID. Isn't
that's
that
yeah. No. That's why I asked. Because I feel like I see a lot of like similarities in the way that they all perform, where it's very like it's not in your face and it's like not a big light show, but it's relating to the audience. Can you like agree with that to an extent? But yeah, I continue. Any other artists that?
Any other artists that influenced me on certain levels? I listened to a lot of Eminem growing up. Yeah, that was a big one because the storytelling ability was there.
Okay.
Obviously, 8 Mile, like and like hearing the track as well after seeing the movie. I was like, oh, all right, sick. Like, that's cool. Like, there's a lot of context to this. Right. Who else? Travis McCoy for just being out of the box. Like, it took that for me to see that rap was the art that it was. Like,
do you think that the stigmas that came with rap were something that you were concerned about when you were younger? For sure. No doubt. I get that. I understand that. How did that tie into just you and your lifestyle and like just who you were at the time? Because I feel like everybody growing up like has a specific pocket of people that listen to like you always listen to the same music. Like, what was that? What was that for you? Like, because if you weren't listening to rap, like what were you listening to besides Linkin Park?
Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
so the Carter 3 was definitely one of the big ones growing up.
Okay, word. So like you were so the slow transition moving in, right? And then as you started to develop as an artist, what was the click for you that it was like, I want to start doing this consistently, I want to start putting it out and making music and actually showing the world that, hey, I have talent, and finding that in yourself, because I know it's difficult. Anybody besides artists inspire you to kind of just move forward with what you were doing? Yeah. What was it?
Closest friend, and he actually audio engineered my first mixtape.
Oh, word. Okay.
Don Detta. His name's Brandon.
Okay.
Closest friend, and he just kind of like let me know that I had it in me, because like I knew I had it. Like, I knew I was gonna be doing it regardless. So that's where, like, to answer your one question, like knowing that you're gonna keep doing this, like I was like, I'm gonna be doing this kind of regardless. But then he was like, nah, your shit's different, and that's why it's gonna be okay.
Absolutely. I want to touch on that a little bit. Your music is very different, but you've the catalog that you have on major streaming services, I'm not talking about SoundCloud, but I'm talking about is very versatile, and I think
super versatile.
I think it's very good. How does that come into play with you and other artists? Do you find that you struggle to connect with some artists? Do you find that you like link in with ones really well, or a specific group or type of artist really well? Because it seems like you, even though you can get like across the map on a lot of things, I feel like because when you find people that are so versatile like you and other people that we've met in the past, it's hard to, I guess, really see where they. I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this.
Yeah.
I guess it's hard to figure out which one is either A, their favorite, B, which one they feel they're strongest at, and where they fall on that ladder of like there's a different like genres of rap now. It's like there's rap, and then there's like different
little pockets.
Subgenres.
Yeah,
no
something
doubt.
like that. So like, how do you feel like you fit in a specific subgenre? Do you feel like you can jump around?
Or you just pulling the Drake, you just going reggaeton to rap to, you know what I mean? Like whatever it has to be.
I feel like the umbrella of conscious hip hop is like an easy one to throw me under, just because my sound is diverse, but the fact that I'm always talking about something that means something to me
Sure.
is like the continuity.
What leaded you to make that be something that is a pinpoint for you as an artist?
Because it started off as like reflection. That shit was like self-care. Writing was self-care. That was like, I've been stressed out. I got a lot on my mind. I got to write this down.
Yeah, so you use this as a healing process for you, as we've seen with a lot of other artists.
Definitely.
What else was I gonna mention with that? In terms of what's your favorite style that you go for? What is your favorite out of the 4 tracks that you have right now, at least that I've seen on Spotify?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
My favorite out of those 4. Let's see. We got. It's tough because I know it's up there. And now I'm thinking about it because I know I have more music than is up there. So I'm like, oh, my favorite. It's fucking Twilight.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorites too.
Likewise.
I like that a lot. I liked the what was the one? It's a blue cover. You know what I'm talking about?
Let Go.
That one.
Yeah,
that
I thought about
cool
taking
too.
that down, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
That was cool. It was interesting because like I didn't see it come from your camp at all.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh wow, you can make this happen and you can do it. What are I guess some of the best like collaborations that you've had so far? Like, what are some of your favorites?
That was one of
your favorites.
That was one of my favorites.
Okay,
yeah.
sweet. I hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, he sent me some out of the box future based EDM shit, and that was like when I was bumping that stuff way more too.
Right.
So I was like, he wants me to hop on this. Hell yeah, I'm gonna hop on this.
Right.
And I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna flow on it. So,
Yeah, you're up for the
That's one.
challenge.
Yeah.
You feel like if anybody were to throw you like a beat or anything, you're just ready to just like take it on no matter what.
It's gotta hit me though.
It's got to hit you.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can feel like you can just roll with the punches. Because I know I've talked to a lot of artists. It's like, oh, give me any beat, I got it.
Anything.
I'll handle it. I'll
Oh.
mix it. You know what I mean? But I mean from a
like
perspective.
that,
No, but like
Because we see that all the time.
we do. We
Like,
see.
throw me anything.
Throw
Don't
me
matter.
any beat,
Don't matter.
bro. Doesn't matter. I'll smoke anybody.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I'll handle it and I'll be able to spit bars or whatever on
Right.
anything.
Yeah.
But that's not the point for me.
Yeah.
That's why I mean it's gotta like hit me for me to like.
What
take it
does
on.
elaborate on hit you? What is it? What are pieces of that you know? I know you went to school and what was
Yeah.
it? You guys were talking about it earlier. You minored in
Audio engineering.
Audio engineering. So with that, you had to take lots of music courses. Am I correct or
Not that many.
not really?
Actually.
Wow,
Yeah.
completely different program over there. Sound
Completely.
Nah, I didn't, because it's a minor, so I
Right,
just didn't
okay,
have to
then,
do
yeah,
that
I
many.
guess that.
Like,
All right. So, what are some of the, I guess, clickers for you where it's like, hey, this is the stuff I really like? Because I'm a big guy when it comes to, I like a lot of piano. I like when you can incorporate like a string bass into a beat and utilize more of like a real drum setting sometimes. I think that's really cool. What are
Yeah.
some of those things for you that you look for when you're like trying to make music or looking through beats? Or
Yeah.
Like jazz sounds or
Yeah.
samples you
Yeah.
use or anything like that.
Yeah, I love an old vocal sample.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong with
I love organic sounds, which is vague, but like you said, like piano or anything that sounds live as opposed to like really synthesized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge fan of that. I hate harsh snares. I'm a fan of like
like really like
organic percussion, like
yeah.
sample that, use that for something
I
in
feel
place
that.
of like a snare or something. Or
Sometimes
layer it.
those can just like hit very. I don't like sharp, like really sharp hitting snares, but I
neither.
also don't like bass that feels like my car is gonna explode.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like where like I'll put it on and then like my ass will just like be rumbling,
Yeah.
and I just feel like if I put my car in the wrong gear, that like the whole thing is fire. Or like I turn it up one notch the wrong way, it's over. That's how I feel sometimes. But
Yeah.
you know. Audio engineering, you can now mix your own stuff.
It's important,
which
if
is
you wanna
very
be
important.
independent.
I guess cuts down a lot of costs for you. Just like you said, I mean, as being you want to continue on that?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think I could ask you a question here. You are, as of right now, an independent artist.
Yeah.
Let's say hypothetically. We're only going to speak hypothetically, and we're going to
Okay.
knock on the wood every time. So, hypothetically, if someone came to you with an offer, a major label, or even a minor label, would you be taking a 360 deal for a big check advance?
No matter what.
Yeah. So, like, they control when you put out your music, how much music you put out.
Not now. No.
No.
So that's an easy
Okay.
no right now.
Yeah.
I think if you asked me in like 1 or 2 years, I'd have to think longer.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you feel like that is because of the catalog that you have developed?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of shit I want to do right now.
Yeah.
That I can't trust someone else to believe in it.
Yeah, I get that. I get that for sure. Starting off is a very, not just step-by-step process, but definitely a more of a, I don't want to say spiritual because I don't think that's the right word, but you see a lot of growth within yourself and what you want to do. For example, a mutual friend, Charlie, is a great example of that. Like watching somebody like him grow is very interesting because now it's something completely different.
Yeah, I went to high school with the kid. Like, he was selling beats in high school.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, and you
sick,
just
bro.
wouldn't even, like, what was it, North Philly Nate?
No, it was Philly Nate.
Philly Nate. Same John, you know.
Philly
what I mean.
Nate.
But yeah, no, it's cool to see a progression. How do you feel right now in terms of what you've been working on? Are you bringing new stuff to the table? Are you, what you got?
Yeah, I'm thinking projects. Like a project is in my head, not something conceptualized already.
You think EP, album?
EP.
Yeah.
My next thing is gonna be shorter. I got a lot of tracks I'm sitting on, and I was this close to saying throwaway tracks, but who knows what I'm gonna use them for?
I think taking a step back from tracks is interesting, and you can always go back and you can use it. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask you if there was a tentative timeline maybe you have planned for the EP.
No.
No.
I'm done with timelines because I'm always wrong. So
Right. So with you have a larger catalog of music on SoundCloud, and you have some on Spotify. Are we gonna see more of a transition to using things like bigger networks and bigger platforms like that, or because I'd love to see some of the stuff that you have on transfer over at some point.
No doubt.
As an artist, I don't think we've ever really talked about this, but going through that process, not a lot of people know can be very difficult and very time consuming to get that up. Talk to us about kind of what that was like for you transitioning, because I know it's a big step to really decide, hey, I want to actually put this in a place where everybody can reach it and take the time and pay out the money to figure out how to get it distributed. Just tell us a little bit about that. Just as
that
an
shit
artist.
made me care more about it.
Really?
I was like, it's less of a it became more of a commitment. It was like a big boy step. It was
Right.
like, I'm about to shell out money for this. That's how much I believe in it. So
Right.
that's
It's
why
an
there's less
investment in
tracks
yourself.
up there for one. And it's an investment, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta
And
walk, run,
Help me
crawl.
to navigate the music business a little more and learn some more about it, just like how rights work and why some of those SoundCloud tracks can't be up there.
Right.
So-
And that makes sense. Yeah. And
A
understanding.
lot of people skip that step.
A lot of people skip that step and try to get around it. And
The
it's
music
very hard.
literacy thing, like they're using jailbroken pro sounds or Pro Tools rather. Like you can fuck up your whole track doing that.
Well, and not even just that. I think it's just like a lot of people will go and they'll just grab like YouTube beats and not really care about like, for example, the situation that we were in about a month or two ago where we had somebody pull down a sample for like some stupid diss track shit that I got involved in, but pulled down a sample and it turns out that sample ended up being something that was from a completely different website without any really knowledge of it, and then I got my shit striked on SoundCloud.
Yeah, it was wild.
Right?
I didn't even know SoundCloud could strike.
They copyright. I got copyright striked 3 times on SoundCloud. I didn't know why. No one was. I was heated.
Bro,
and then
don't
I finally read
upload-
my. What?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, don't people upload tracks of other artists on SoundCloud?
Right,
Yeah,
but it's up to the artist to go and claim it.
Exactly.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you go, I looked through this whole entire process because I was like, how the hell am I getting reported for something
Yeah.
like I don't even
'Cause we don't do
And
that.
that's
Yeah.
the learning process.
Right,
Something like
right,
that has
right,
to
right.
happen to you.
Right.
to
So
be like,
I was like, and I was checking on my phone, and I was doing all this on my phone at the time. I wasn't really doing it on my computer, and
Yeah.
so I went onto my computer and I saw that I had 3 DMs on SoundCloud, and I was like, and
You're
they were
playing on
like
SoundCloud.
week after week, like, hey, can we talk about this? Like, this is my beat. Hey, like, listen, can we talk about this? You don't get back to me. I'm gonna have to report this and take this down. And then like, hey, I haven't heard from you. Like, I'm letting you
take
know,
this
like
down.
right now, I'm getting this taken down. Like, I have full power. Like, I already sent my stuff over to SoundCloud. Like, this is the link of where it came from. And I was like, oh my god. And I felt awful. Like, I texted
Yeah.
the guy. I was like, yo, I wasn't trying to botch you. This is just what was given to me by the producer that we were working with. Like, I feel bad. I don't want to.
yeah.
And he was like, I'd love to be, I was like, I'd love to keep it up. Like, what can he, and by that point I just didn't really get anything back, which sucks, but it's a learning curve. It really
Yeah,
is. I
Definitely
think
is.
and I think that every single step that you take as an artist is always something that you're gonna remember for like the rest of your life. Stuff like that. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I just got my shit out to, like, I mean, dude, I was looking at your numbers. I mean, you have 900 up to 1,000 like monthly listeners on there, and you only have like 4 tracks, which is
Right.
really good, which means
Yeah.
you're in circulation pretty well. Usually, you know, usually people with streams like that will have a specific album set.
Yeah.
I guess, which leads me to my next point. Being at school in Kutztown, coming from an area right outside of Philadelphia, how does that do for you in terms of just an audience? A lot of people receptive to your stuff out of Kutztown, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
How does that work? Because it's a whole different vibe out here in Millersville. It's a whole
In the whole
different
Lancaster
thing.
area, for
Absolutely.
sure.
I feel like a lot of it comes from, I don't want to say networking, but just like knowing people. Like,
Sure.
it's more like you meet me personally, you're more likely to check out my music because you liked
Definitely.
who I am.
Right.
Like,
Definitely.
And
Yeah, you carry
it-
yourself very well.
Yeah,
you
thanks,
know?
bro. Appreciate
absolutely,
it.
absolutely. Like, I mean, that's the thing. I wouldn't have tried to. I wouldn't have been pinning you down to get an interview for the past like 3 or 4 months if I didn't want to. You
Appreciate
know what
it,
I mean?
bro.
Like,
Yeah.
it's. But go ahead, continue as you were saying.
Yeah, and my music being a reflection of who I am just like increases the chances of like the fact that they'll like it. So I feel like it's receptive out in KU for that reason, because like I've been there for 4 years and I've been
Right.
meeting people for 4 years and
Right.
shit.
And you're just like constantly like, hey, I also do this. And I
Yeah.
also do that.
Yeah.
Anything that you're involved in over at KU that like has been like.
I did want to keep touching on that for one.
Oh,
second,
go ahead. No,
because
please.
When you're talking about audience reception and location,
Right.
that made me think like, yeah, that happens at KU, whereas in Philly, I'm not around there so much because I'm away at school for 9 months. So I come back and I'm like in a scene where I don't have the know-how, and I end up in like parts where people aren't necessarily like, you have no idea who I am, right? So I end up at this music showcase with a lot of artists that have a similar sound, like mostly like trap artists, and then I go on stage and it's like not what you'd expect.
A different
so, like,
vibe.
there's a lot of like shock with that, whereas if you actually know me first, it's not so like where that
do you
come
think people
from.
are shocked by that though? Because like, do you get a weird?
I get a
reception?
weird vibe sometimes.
How
If
do
I'm
you
at the
handle it?
wrong venue, I might get a weird vibe.
Right.
That's
or
good,
if
at
the
least people
lineup
are
is like
listening.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but
good.
the people that like it there love it.
Yeah.
So that's cool for that reason.
It's good to build that real close audience base before you start branching out.
Yeah.
It's how do you handle like situations like that where it's like, oh, these people are like, this is a weird vibe for me. Like, are you
That's
just
when
like,
I fuck it up.
that's when
that's
you
when I
just,
go
that-
in.
that's
yeah.
a motivation for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
That's
Because for
dope.
some people, like,
They'll go in their shell.
yeah, they'll go on
Yeah.
their show.
Yeah.
Or if like they had a big show and they were nervous about it, they go on stage, they feel like they either A, did a great job, or B, did a bad job, and they'll just duck out the back and not even stay for like the rest of the sets. And
Yeah.
you know, I think
Meet
it
and
shows
greet.
a lot within your character to know that like, even though you're in a situation where you face like adversity, you can just go and just like slam
Yeah.
the shit out of that.
That was that show you met me at. That was the level up. It was just like these
I
people
know,
here
bro,
don't
because
know me or
it
give
wasn't
a-
even because I saw it in your face.
Yeah.
I saw it, bro, and like, dude, it wasn't even that like, it wasn't even that it was that big of a show. It was just like such a dirty move. That guy was a schemy
that's
guy.
pretty slimy.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be an
Pretty
asshole,
slimy.
but I'm just saying like that was a schemy move. Okay, what do we have there? All right, give me 1 second. We're gonna turn the camera on really quick, and we will be right back.
Cool.
Anyway, guys, so sorry about that little technical difficulty that you know that we always have. But
we
it's
don't.
okay.
We've been doing so well.
We've been doing great.
So well.
Like, timing it out. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's only the little things at this point. At least we aren't trying to record 2 people with 1 microphone. It was those were bad days. Derick, man, I appreciate you coming out. I would love to give you a chance to shout out anybody that you want. It's all you, bro. All you. Oh, and let the people know what you're coming up with next. Like, let anybody know if you've got anything coming soon, any ideas. Go for it. All you.
Yeah.
All you, dude.
Big shout outs to my girl.
Came all the way out here with you.
Yeah, came all the way out here.
So
It made the drive
live
bearable.
Studio audience, ladies and gentlemen.
Always holding me down, being a big motivator, honestly. My homie Brandon, he knows.
He knows.
He knows, yeah. Center City Drive, big homies. They're a band, they do a lot of covers, but they actually just released an EP on Spotify, so they actually did the know-how for learning how to get covers and shit up there.
Oh, that's pretty tight.
They do funk, and they're coming out with a lot of originals soon, so stay tuned for their shit.
I love bands.
And I'll be performing with them a lot more too.
Awesome.
We had a gig last night. As far as shout outs go, I don't know. I'm not working. That's some insight. I'm not really working with many people, so I'm going to be doing a lot of collabs coming up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Word. Well, we are looking forward to it. Just keep us in the
Big
loop.
facts.
Dude, thank
Yeah.
you for coming on the
down.
show.
It was dope
Nick,
having
bro.
you, dog. For real.
Nick Levin, as always, you're the boy. You know how it is. Guys, season 4, episode 6 of The Rose Review. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.